The story of the first flight often feels like a simple photograph frozen in time. December 17, 1903, a windswept beach at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Orville Wright at the controls of a fragile machine. Wood, wire, fabric, Wilbur running alongside. For 12 seconds. The machine lifts from the sand, covering 120 feet, a monumental achievement, humanity slipping the surly bonds of Earth. Yet this single iconic image obscures deeper, more complex, far more interesting. Not a sudden burst of genius, but the culmination of years of relentless work, intellectual combat, shared determination. They applied sheer intellectual rigor, not daredevil mechanics in a shed, methodical scientists. They realized existing aeronautics data was flawed. To understand Wilbur and Orville, one must first understand the family that shaped them. Their father, Milton Wright, was a bishop in the Church of the United Brethren in Christ. He was a man of strong convictions and a wide-ranging intellect who traveled extensively for his work. He filled the family home at 7 Hawthorne Street in Dayton with books. The Wright children were not told what to think, but were actively encouraged to investigate, to question, and to debate. Bishop Wright fostered an environment where intellectual curiosity was the highest virtue. Their mother, Susan Kerner Wright, was equally influential. She was quiet and reserved but possessed a remarkable mechanical aptitude, a trait highly unusual for a woman of her time. She had attended college and was known for her ability to build and fix things around the house. She made toys for her children and was adept at using tools. It was from Susan that the boys likely inherited their innate comfort with mechanics and their hands-on approach to problem-solving. The Wright brothers' path to the sky began on the ground with bicycles. In the 1890s, they opened the Wright Cycle Company. This was not just a way to make a living, it was their practical education in engineering. Building and repairing bicycles taught them about lightweight structures, chain and sprocket transmission systems, and most importantly, balance. They observed how a rider instinctively leans to steer and maintain equilibrium. This was a profound insight. Other inventors were focused almost exclusively on power and lift. The Wrights, informed by their cycling experience, understood that control was the third, and perhaps most crucial part of the puzzle. The problem of flight was a problem of balance. Their early experiments were based on the work of others, particularly the tragic German aviator Otto Lilienthal. Lilienthal had made over 2,000 successful glider flights before a sudden gust of wind caused him to stall and fall to his death in 1896. His last words were reportedly, "Sacrifices must be made." This event spurred the Wrights into action. With the problem of control solved by their 1902 glider, the final step was to add power. But, this presented a whole new set of monumental challenges. No manufacturer could provide an engine that was light enough and powerful enough for their needs. So with the help of their gifted shop mechanic, Charlie Taylor, they just decided to design and build their own. In just 6 weeks, Taylor machined a 4-cylinder, 12-horsepower gasoline engine from a block of aluminum. Honestly, a remarkable feat of engineering in itself. They also had to solve the problem of propulsion. They realized that a propeller wasn't just a simple screw, but actually a rotating wing. By applying their wind tunnel data, they designed and hand-carved their own propellers with an efficiency of 66%, a stunning achievement. They returned to the windswept isolation of Kill Devil Hills in the autumn of 1903 with their new powered machine, the Wright Flyer. At 10:35 a.m., the Flyer moved down the rail and lifted into the headwind. It flew. That first 12-second flight was only the beginning of the day's work. The brothers were scientists, and they needed to repeat their experiment. They made a total of 4 flights that morning, taking turns at the controls. Each flight was longer than the last. With Wilbur at the controls, the Flyer traveled 852 feet and stayed in the air for a remarkable 59 seconds. This was proof positive that they had built a truly practical flying machine. After the 4th flight, a powerful gust of wind caught the parked Flyer and began to tumble it across the sand. The world, honestly, largely met their incredible news with a shrug. It was not until they took their improved Flyer 3 to Europe in 1908 that the world finally woke up. The secret to their success was not a single discovery. Where others focused on a powerful engine, the Wrights focused on control. Giving the 20th century its wings and shrinking the globe in ways no one had ever imagined.